Hey, good morning, Internet fans. It's Ryan Perry with Simple Biz Support. It is Wednesday, therefore it's Social Media Wednesday. On the other side, I have Ken with ICT Marketing, as Sarah is still on vacation in the lovely Hawaiian Islands. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It looks like things are sunny in Arizona today.
In New Mexico, yeah.
Oh, New Mexico, I'm
Chile,
sorry.
that's okay.
I've got you tagged in my head as Arizona for some reason, and it's like permanently attached. I apologize.
There are too many people doing things in too many states to keep track of it all, right?
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Anyhow, sunny in New Mexico.
it is. It's sunny. It's cooling off though, so no more summer here. So it's getting chilly.
All right, good to hear. We talked about Twitter marketing. I think it was the Twitter cards last week, and this week we're going to get into the analytics of Twitter. So a lot of people are familiar with the fact that Google Analytics. Anybody that's had a website for some time should have at least heard of Google Analytics. Hopefully, they've actually installed Google Analytics on their website. Twitter has their own analytics set also. What's nice about it is you don't have to install it anywhere. It's built into the Twitter universe, so it already comes pre-set up for your account. And Ken, if you can kind of give us an overview of what Twitter Analytics encompasses and why, as a business owner, I would want to look at and decipher the Twitter Analytics for my business.
Absolutely. So with any analytics, be it your Google Analytics on your website, or Facebook Insights, or Twitter Analytics, or any type of analytics, you're using that to see what's working, what's not working, and what can I do better. So it's a constant improvement thing. You kind of plan, test, throw it out there, test, and then look at the results. Whatever is bad, you don't do that anymore. Whatever is good, you do more of that on a basic level. So it's the same with anything. And let's jump into Twitter here. I'll share my screen.
And then when
Okay.
you go on the share screen, can you let us know what the URL is, where people who are not familiar with Twitter, how to get to their analytics?
Oh, absolutely. And actually, it's all under ads. So I believe it's still. We'll find out here real quick. I believe it's still. If you're in Twitter, you can click on your profile and settings button, and then just go down to Twitter ads. There it is. So ads.twitter.com is where you'll find it. So this is in your ads. It's all in one big package. So you've got your campaigns, your creative stuff that you've come up with, and that's where we were going over Twitter cards. Right next to it here is your analytics. So we can look at different things within analytics. Right now we'll take a look at tweet activity. So this has been tracking everything that you tweet, and it's going to give you a basic overview of the last 28 days, just a rolling 28 days. You can change that date, that time frame in here. So you can pick whatever days. If you're looking for, maybe you were just working on a 1-week event or a promotion or something like that, you can see just what that small time frame was, or on a bigger time frame over more than 28 days, that sort of thing. So this is
Okay. I've got a quick question for you, Ken. I see that you can change the date range. Are you able to do like a year-over-year comparison, where if I wanted to look at October this year versus October of last year, or prior month to this month, that type of thing, or is it strictly a date range?
It's strictly a date range. So you just have to do it in 2 steps, right? So just pick your first date range, say October of last year, and then pick your October of this year, and just compare the two. You wouldn't be able to look at them at the same
Correct.
time.
Yeah, it looks like I see you have the export data button right next to the date button. So I'm
Right.
assuming you export the data into Excel, and then at that point, if you wanted to do some heavy lifting as far as comparison, analyzing numbers, you could really do it in an Excel spreadsheet then.
Absolutely. Twitter, somewhere in this, somewhere in their package here, they kind of mention that you can export it and, as you mentioned, do the heavy lifting if you really want to do that. On a basic level, this will work for most people. But if you're a data geek like I am, then absolutely export that thing and run it through your Excel magic and figure out what's really going on there. So yeah, this is going to show you your impressions, and impressions are how many times your tweets were seen. Sort of like with Facebook ads, people may have become familiar with that. It'll show you how many times your ad was shown. That's the same thing that's going on here. So it'll break it down over the period, and then what the average was per day. How many times your tweets were shown. So also, unlike Facebook, this is not content specific. For now, with Twitter, there are talks to change that, and I don't know if it's just rumors or if there are actual serious talks. Facebook has an algorithm that dictates what shows up. For Twitter, if you tweet something, it's tossed into the news feed. There is no algorithm. The trick is catching people while they're on Twitter so that they see it, because everyone else's tweets are also just tossed into that news feed. So this is why Facebook has done that. There are so many people on Facebook posting things that you would pretty much need to be on right then and there in order to see what somebody has posted.
Right. So what's the difference there? And I'm getting a lot of. Can you turn your speaker down just a little bit?
Sure.
Thank you. I would imagine then, since Facebook is posting their views, what they feel is most important, Twitter is not. Timing is important then, as far as post content.
Right. With Twitter, it's all about timing. So if you're tweeting a lot, 20 times a day, and you're not getting any impressions, it means you're tweeting at absolutely all the wrong times. Of course, if you are tweeting 20 times a day, it's pretty difficult to tweet at the wrong time. But if you have a smaller type of schedule, maybe you're only tweeting 5 times a day, maybe they're grouped together around a certain time frame, whatever your schedule might be, you're tweeting at the wrong time if you're not getting any impressions. It really has nothing to do with any content at all. It's just the times that what you tweeted, were people online on Twitter to see it? And that's pretty much how that breaks down.
Okay. I think we've beaten that up, and I'm still getting a little reverb. I don't know where your volume. Turn it down just a little bit by chance. Looks like there's a lot of other fancy graphs and whatnot. Why don't we go through and talk us through what we're looking at here?
Sure. Let's see. So on engagements, this is your engagement rate. In your engagement rate is what's below here. So how many times when you tweeted, how many times were your links clicked, how many times were your tweets retweeted by people, how many people clicked favorite, and how many people replied to you, to your tweets. So unlike Facebook, Twitter is usually higher. Facebook is usually below 1% for most people, a 1% engagement rates. And on Facebook, it's likes, comments, shares. So the number of likes, comments, shares you got divided by the number of page likes that you have. That'll give you your basic engagement rate. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing here. We're taking these engagements by the number of followers that we have on Twitter, and that's giving us our engagement rate. Although Twitter is doing that for us without us having to run that calculation ourselves. We have to do that ourselves in Facebook to get the actual engagement rate. So with Facebook, if you're probably around 0.5%, If you get up to 1%, you're doing really good. This is an average engagement rate for Twitter. Nothing overly special about it, but our average engagement rate on Twitter is better than our good engagement rate on Facebook, and that's key. So again, on a basic level, it's just tracking link clicks, how many, if you tweeted links, how many people clicked on those, how many people retweeted your tweets, clicked on favorite, or replied to your tweets.
Now, as a business owner, is there anything specific that you should be looking at if you're trying to improve your presence on Twitter? Some we can go, you want to improve your likes, you want to improve your retweets, kind of something that somebody who's looking at this for the first time to look at one of these graphs and go, oh, you know what, I want to improve this by, a tenth or 20th of a percent.
Right. So it all depends on what you're trying to get to. So for link clicks, if you're tweeting links that people are interested in, then they're going to click the link. If you tweeted links and people weren't interested in, then they didn't click it. So so if you're tweeting links, then you can nail that down, and we can drill down into that. This is a basic overview. If you're tweeting links, say to your website or your promotions or whatever, and no one's clicking them, then they don't care about those links. So you'd need to change that. If it's resonating, you're getting lots of clicks, then all's good, and you've accomplished your goal. Retweets are they're not links, or it's just a basic, any kind of tweet, whether you have a link in it or a picture in it or whatever it might be. If you're getting retweets, it's that somebody has found your content good enough to share again, reshare with their followers.
Right, and it seems like the retweet metric would be an important one, because if you're trying to grow, expand, and be visible on Twitter, if you can get people to retweet your content, then it's a good indication that you're doing a good job, because they're willing to share you with their friends, essentially.
Absolutely, right. And like I mentioned, we'll drill down into that. Favorites, if somebody clicks favorite on one of your tweets, it sticks it in their favorites. Those are publicly accessible to anybody who wants to look at them. So if you've clicked favorite on a tweet, it stores it in your favorites, your favorites. So if I go and look at your Twitter profile and click on your favorites, I can see everything that you've clicked favorite. So it's sort of a publicly accessible storage type of thing, and it's also a vote of confidence. So some people use it as sort of I want to save this so I can find it later. Really active people on Twitter, it's more like a vote of confidence, because we click, say for instance, I click favorite on so many things that it would be silly for me to try and dig back through there to find something if I were using that as a bookmarker type of function on Twitter.
Just so you know, we got about 2 minutes left.
Okay. And then actually reply. So this is people directly engaging with you. They hit reply and said something directly to you. So if you're looking for back and forth engagement, say with customer support or something like that, that's a good indicator of what's going on there. So let's go up to followers, and this will be just a really quick deal. So pretty much, if you're looking for research on who your followers are and what they're interested in, it gives it to you right here. Again, Facebook, you'll have to do some graph searching to do that, but it'll tell you what their most unique interests are, what their top interests are, and where they're located. So it'll break it down by state and country, where your followers are located. And that'll come in handy if you're trying to run ads, or if you're just trying to figure out how do I talk to these people, what is my audience, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I would imagine that if you're wondering what to talk about, it relates to marketing. That is definitely something you want to talk about. And then if you're trying to grow your presence in San Francisco, how do you locals So maybe one of your goals is to have 5% business in San Francisco. You're at 3% now.
Absolutely.
You could make your tools more local centric to the area.
Absolutely. Yes. So there are all types of things, ways that you could go about this, but yeah, if you're looking at who am I speaking to, you know, who's following me, and how do I talk to them, and where do I talk to them, and then, as you mentioned, how do I kind of grow a certain market? You can see how you're resonating in a certain market, how many people are following you, and that type of thing.
Right. Like that part of the analytics could be a full 15-minute session as it is.
Right.
Yeah, and with that being said, we're actually past 10 o'clock, so we've got to end this one here. For people that are learning more about Google or their Twitter analytics, it's just ads.twitter.com.
Cool. Yes, ads.twitter.com, and just play around with it. Yeah, you won't mess anything up.
All right, perfect. Hey, I appreciate your time today, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.